Welcome back to the channel, Sparkles. Today, we're going to explore the top 4 most valuable 1-cent wheat pennies from the United States of America. These coins have incredible market value, especially when it comes to rare errors, unique conditions, and unusual copper shades that set them apart from ordinary coins. Some of these wheat pennies may look like everyday pocket change, but in reality, they are hidden treasures worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Money bag. These coins are not just pieces of history, but they've also become major players in the coin collecting and investor world. Their beauty, rarity, and significance continue to capture the hearts of collectors everywhere. So if you're a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the true value of American currency, this video is for you. Backhand index pointing right. Let's get started with the first coin on our list. The 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is one of the most legendary and mysterious coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Struck during the height of World War II, it was intended to be made of steel coated with zinc due to copper being desperately needed for war supplies, such as ammunition and wiring. However, a few pennies slipped through the minting process that year and were struck in copper, whether by accident or oversight. Those rare survivors, carrying the date 1943 without any mint mark, have since become some of the most valuable coins in the history of American numismatics. To find one today is to stumble upon a treasure capable of rewriting a person's destiny overnight. What makes the 1943 copper penny so captivating is the story behind it. In 1942, the U.S. government ordered the mint to save copper for wartime production, replacing it with zinc-coated steel for pennies. But in the transition, a small number of copper planchets from 1942 remained stuck in the presses at the Philadelphia Mint. These planchets were accidentally struck with the new 1943 dies, creating a handful of coins that technically should never have existed. Each one that survived became a tangible error, a rare accident immortalized in American coinage. The no mint mark variety was struck in Philadelphia, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on its coins at that time. This makes identifying the copper 1943 penny from Philadelphia relatively simple. If the coin appears brown or reddish rather than silver gray, it could very well be one of the most extraordinary finds in all of coin collecting. Because the vast majority of 1943 cents were made of steel, seeing one in copper is like catching lightning in a bottle. For decades, rumors circulated about the existence of these copper 1943 pennies. Some people dismissed them as myths, while others searched tirelessly through jars of change in family coin collections. Eventually, authenticated examples did surface, shocking the numismatic community. Each confirmed discovery only fueled a frenzy, as stories spread of these pennies fetching astronomical prices at auctions. One coin, in pristine condition, has been known to command well over $1 million, cementing its status as a dream come true for collectors. What's even more alluring is the thought that there may still be undiscovered 1943 copper pennies hidden in attics, basements, or forgotten collections. Because they blend in with ordinary wheat pennies from other years, they are easy to overlook. Yet for the person who unknowingly holds one, it represents a silent fortune waiting to be unlocked. That is why experts urge people never to dismiss an old wheat penny from the 1940s. Because among the ordinary steel cents could be the single copper coin that transforms an entire life. The history surrounding this coin adds an even deeper layer of fascination. Imagine the Philadelphia Mint during wartime, operating at full speed to produce coins under intense pressure. Workers were focused on meeting government orders, and amid the chaos, a few copper blanks slipped through. Little did those mint workers know that their oversight would create a handful of coins destined to become million-dollar legends. Each 1943 copper penny is, in a way, a silent witness to the war effort, carrying with it the story of America's greatest struggle. Collectors view these coins not just as rarities, but as symbols of resilience and human error that became national treasures. The idea that a small mistake could lead to such an extraordinary outcome captures the imagination. It also mirrors the American dream itself. The thought that anyone, even someone with a single penny, could suddenly hold unimaginable wealth. The 1943 no mint mark copper penny embodies that dream more vividly than almost any other coin. Auction houses have often described the excitement of presenting one of these coins for sale. The atmosphere is electric, with bidders competing fiercely for the chance to own a piece of numismatic history. When the gavel falls, the final price often makes headlines, reminding the public that even the smallest coin in circulation can become one of the most valuable treasures on Earth. These coins are more than currency. They are stories, legends, and symbols of opportunity wrapped in copper. For those who possess one, the coin represents a delicate balance of rarity, history, and fortune. To sell it too quickly or to the wrong buyer risks losing out on its full potential. Collectors know that these coins are not just investments, but heirlooms, pieces that can be passed down through generations with pride. They stand as proof that even the humblest of objects can carry within the power to change lives. The appeal of the 1943 copper penny lies partly in its contradiction. It was a mistake, an accident, yet it has achieved more fame and value than almost any intentionally produced coin. This duality makes it unforgettable. It is both ordinary, a simple 1-cent piece, and extraordinary, capable of commanding prices that rival rare diamonds or pieces of fine art. Few other objects in the world hold such a paradoxical power. Perhaps the most profound aspect of the 1943 no-mint mark copper penny is the hope it inspires. Somewhere out there, in an old coin jar or forgotten piggy bank, another example might be waiting. Anyone could be the one to discover it. And in that moment, their fortune would change forever. That possibility alone keeps treasure hunters, collectors, and dreamers searching tirelessly through their coins. In the grand story of American coinage, the 1943 copper penny has become an immortal chapter. It stands as a reminder of how history, error, and chance can combine to create something priceless. To own one is to hold a piece of World War II, a fragment of minting history, and a ticket to unimaginable wealth all in one. And for the dreamers who still search their change with hope in their eyes, this coin remains the ultimate symbol of possibility. Proof that even a penny can be powerful enough to change your fortune overnight. Next up, the 1946 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark is one of those coins that draws collectors and dreamers alike into the fascinating world of American numismatics. Struck in Philadelphia, where no mint mark was used during that period, this coin carries with the spirit of a nation recovering from World War II. While billions of pennies were produced that year, making the coin common at first glance, certain rare variations and well-preserved examples have made it one of the most desirable wheat cents in history. For those lucky enough to discover one with extraordinary qualities, it can become a life-changing treasure worth more than its humble face value suggests. The year 1946 marked a turning point in America. The war was over, soldiers were returning home, and the country was shifting from wartime production back to peace. Copper, which had been reserved for military needs during the war, once again flowed back into coinage. For a few years, pennies had been made of a zinc-coated steel alloy in 1943 and partially with recycled shell casings during 1944 and 1945. By 1946, however, the mint resumed normal copper composition. Thus, the 1946 wheat penny stands as the first true return to pre-war copper coinage, giving it historical importance as a symbol of peace and stability. But beyond history, what makes the 1946 no-mint mark penny so captivating is the aura of rarity and mystery that surrounds certain examples. While many of these coins are common, errors and anomalies, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusually sharp details, elevate them into the realm of treasures. Some of these error coins have fetched thousands, even tens of thousands, at auctions. For collectors, it is not just about owning a penny. It is about owning a piece of minting history that slipped through the cracks and became something extraordinary. High-grade 1946 wheat pennies, those preserved in pristine condition without the wear of circulation, are especially coveted. Imagine a coin nearly 8 decades old, yet still gleaming with its original luster. Every detail of Lincoln's portrait sharp, every wheat stalk on the reverse crisp and clean. Such examples are exceedingly rare, and when they surface, they ignite fierce bidding wars. It is in these rarefied conditions that a coin which once passed hands for gum or a newspaper suddenly commands thousands of dollars. Stories of lucky finds only add to the allure. Families cleaning out old drawers, collectors sifting through inherited jars of coins, or treasure hunters meticulously checking pocket change have stumbled across 1946 wheat pennies in remarkable condition. For them, the discovery was not just about financial gain, but also the thrill of unearthing a piece of history. To hold a coin from 1946 is to touch something that has survived through generations, carrying with it the spirit of a bygone era. The 1946 penny also embodies a powerful symbolism. At the time, America was optimistic, full of hope for a brighter future. That spirit is captured in the wheat penny's design. Lincoln's steady profile on the front and the wheat ears on the back, representing strength, growth, and prosperity. For many collectors today, this design serves as a nostalgic reminder of simpler times, making the coin even more emotionally valuable. In the numismatic market, rarity is the key driver of value, and the 1946 penny has its share of unique rarities. The most famous are double die errors, where parts of the design appear double due to misalignment during minting. These coins, when authenticated, can sell for life-changing sums. There are also off-metal strikes, where a coin was accidentally struck on the wrong type of blank, making them exceedingly rare and highly prized. Such examples elevate the 1946 no-mint mark penny from ordinary copper into legendary status. The demand for this coin continues to grow as more people become fascinated by the idea of discovering hidden treasures in everyday places. With each passing year, coins from 1946 become scarcer in circulation, and high-grade or error examples grow more valuable. This sense of scarcity fuels the excitement, driving collectors to seek out even the most common varieties in hopes of finding a hidden gem. What makes the story even more engaging is the connection between the 1946 penny and the broader narrative of American coinage. The Wheat Cent series, which began in 1909 with the centennial of Lincoln's birth, carried the nation through wars, depressions, and recoveries. By 1946, it had already become an iconic symbol of American resilience. To own one is to possess a fragment of that larger story, one that spans decades of history and reflects the enduring strength of a nation. Auction houses often describe the thrill of presenting a rare 1946 penny. Collectors gather, their eyes fixed on the small copper disc that holds within it not only monetary value, but also history and prestige. When a hammer falls and the coin is claimed for a staggering price, it reinforces the idea that something as small as a penny can rival precious metals or fine art in its power to captivate and enrich. For those fortunate enough to own one of these valuable 1946 pennies, the coin is more than a collectible. It is a talisman of opportunity. To sell it wisely can mean financial freedom, the ability to change one's life overnight. But to hold it can mean owning a legacy, a treasure to pass down, a story to tell. That is why collectors treat these coins with reverence, never undervaluing their true worth. In the grand saga of American coinage, the 1946 wheat penny with no mint mark is not merely a small piece of copper. It is a beacon of history, resilience, and possibility. It reminds us that fortune often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone with patience and curiosity to uncover it. And for the one who finds a rare 1946 penny in a forgotten jar or a dusty collection, it may very well be the coin that changes everything, turning an ordinary day into beginning of an extraordinary destiny. Next up, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark is one of those fascinating coins that captures the imagination of collectors and dreamers alike. At first glance, it might seem like just another ordinary cent, one that could have slipped through countless hands buying newspapers, candy, or bus rides in mid-century America. Yet hidden within this unassuming copper disc lies a story of history, rarity, and opportunity that has made it one of the most talked-about coins among enthusiasts. In the right condition, or when struck with certain rare errors, this humble penny has the power to leap in value from 1 cent to thousands of dollars, and in rare cases, to sums that could change a collector's life overnight. The absence of a mint mark on the 1956 penny tells us it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia was the original home of American coinage, a place where the artistry of coins met the needs of a growing nation. By 1956, the United States was in the midst of post-war prosperity. Families were moving into suburban homes. Cars were lining the highways, and the nation was living in what many call the golden age of the American dream. This coin, struck in copper, reflects that era of optimism, simplicity, and strength. While billions of pennies were minted in Philadelphia that year, the magic lies in the exceptions. Minting errors, such as double-die obverse coins, off-center strikes, or repunch dates, transform an otherwise common penny into a priceless artifact. Collectors hunt these elusive treasures with fervor, because error coins are often one of a kind. Owning one is like holding lightning in your hand, a freak accident of history, preserved forever in copper. Some of these have fetched staggering amounts at auctions, creating legends of ordinary people stumbling upon a fortune in their change jars. Beyond errors, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A 1956 penny that has circulated heavily, with scratches and faded details, may only be worth face value, but one preserved in nearly perfect uncirculated condition, gleaming with original luster, as if it just left the press, can command huge sums. Imagine a coin nearly 70 years old that still looks brand new, every line of Lincoln's profile sharp, every wheat stalk on the reverse crisp. Such coins are treasures, highly sought after by collectors who understand their rarity. The wheat penny design itself adds to the coin's charm. Introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth, the obverse shows his steady profile, a reminder of leadership during America's most trying time. The reverse, with its twin wheat ears framing the words 1 cent, symbolizes prosperity and a harvest of hard work. By 1956, this design had already become iconic, linking generations of Americans to their past and creating nostalgia that still resonates with collectors today. The 1956 wheat penny also stands at the twilight of an era. Just 3 years later, in 1959, the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial reverse to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That makes the 1956 penny one of the final chapters in the long history of wheat cents, adding to its desirability as a collectible. To hold one is to hold one of the last echoes of a classic American design that defined coinage for half a century. The stories of people discovering valuable 1956 pennies in ordinary places only add to the coin's legend. Imagine inheriting a small jar of coins from a grandparent, only to discover that one of them, a penny everyone thought was worthless, was in fact an ultra-rare mint error worth tens of thousands. Tales like these fire the imagination and inspire collectors to look more closely at the pennies they might otherwise overlook. Auction houses have witnessed the excitement firsthand. When a rare 1956 no-mint marked penny surfaces, perhaps with a double die or a spectacular mint state grade, the bidding can become electric. Collectors and investors alike compete fiercely, not just for the coin's beauty and rarity, but for the chance to own a tangible piece of American history. For the winner, the prize is more than copper. It is prestige, legacy, and often a sound investment. The cultural significance of the 1956 penny cannot be ignored either. It was struck during a time when America stood tall on the world stage, confident in its future and its values. For many collectors, owning this coin is like holding a slice of that optimism in their palm. It connects them to the stories of families, workers, and children who once used the very same coins in their daily lives. What makes the coin even more magical is its accessibility. Unlike ultra-rare coins struck in minuscule numbers, the 1956 penny was minted in abundance. This means anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon one in their collection, or even in circulation, giving every person a chance to discover hidden wealth. It's this mix of commonness with the possibility of extreme rarity that makes the 1956 penny so exciting. As time marches on, coins like the 1956 wheat penny only grow more valuable. The pool of well-preserved examples shrinks, demand among collectors rises, and the stories of past discoveries inspire new treasure hunters. Each passing year elevates its place in the hierarchy of collectible coins, ensuring that it will remain a prized possession for generations to come. In the end, the 1956 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is far more than a sliver of copper. It is a testament to history, artistry, and chance. It is proof that fortune can be hiding in plain sight, tucked away in a drawer or resting unnoticed in an old coin jar. For the lucky finder of a rare or flawless example, it holds the power to turn an ordinary day into a life-changing moment, an instant when a humble penny transforms into a symbol of destiny, prosperity, and legacy. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most talked about and fascinating coins in American history. To the casual observer, it might appear as nothing more than an ordinary copper cent, worn down from years of circulation. Yet beneath its simple surface lies a world of intrigue, history, and unimaginable fortune. This coin, especially in certain rare variations or flawless conditions, has the power to ignite collectors' passions and even change someone's life overnight. It represents not just a piece of money, but a treasure wrapped in copper and history. The story of the 1944 wheat penny begins in the midst of World War II. Just a year earlier, in 1943, pennies had been struck in steel coated with zinc to preserve copper for the war effort. Those steel cents, often called steelies, were practical but unpopular, as they rusted and were easily confused with dimes. By 1944, the mint returned to copper, but with a twist. It was primarily made from recycled shell casings collected from military training grounds. Every 1944 penny, therefore, carries not just monetary value, but the symbolic weight of war, victory, and the American spirit of sacrifice and renewal. The absence of a mint mark means the coin was struck in Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage. That alone gives it a certain prestige. Philadelphia's mint was producing massive quantities of coins at the time to meet the needs of a booming wartime economy. Yet even among these millions of coins, anomalies crept in, errors that now rank among the most valuable in all of U.S. numismatics. The most famous of these is the 1944 steel penny. Only a handful were accidentally struck on leftover 1943 steel planchets, making them astonishingly rare and worth hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions, at auction. To hold such a coin is to hold lightning in copper or steel. Even when not a rare error, condition separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. A 1944 penny that has circulated for decades may only be worth face value, but one preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition, still gleaming with its fiery copper-red luster, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors prize these red examples, since copper darkens over time and few have survived in pristine form. Each one is a dazzling relic, shining as brightly as the day it was struck nearly 80 years ago. The wheat penny design itself is a piece of artistry that adds to the coin's allure. Abraham Lincoln's steady profile dominates the obverse, symbolizing leadership, unity, and resilience in a time of division and war. On the reverse, two simple wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent, a tribute to America's agricultural strength and the honest labor that built the nation. By 1944, this design was already deeply ingrained in the American consciousness, representing both heritage and hope. This coin also carries deep historical resonance. Imagine the hands it passed through: soldiers' wives buying groceries, children purchasing comic books, workers dropping it into jukeboxes for a song to lift their spirits. The 1944 penny wasn't just money. It was part of the lifeblood in America at war, a tiny piece of metal that witnessed both hardship and triumph. Owning one today is like holding a direct connection to that defining era. Over the decades, tales have emerged of ordinary people stumbling upon fortunes in the form of rare 1944 pennies. Some have discovered steel versions in old coin jars, unaware of their staggering value, until a collector or dealer pointed it out. Others have inherited collections with mint-state 1944 cents that sold at auction for astonishing prices. These stories fuel the dream that life-changing fortune could be hiding in the most unexpected places, perhaps in your pocket or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. Auction houses have turned the 1944 penny into a star of the numismatic world. When a rare steel cent or a perfectly preserved copper example goes on a hammer, the bidding is electric. Collectors from around the world, eager to secure a piece of history, drive the prices sky high. These coins are more than money. They are relics, symbols, and investments rolled into one. Winning one at auction is like capturing a piece of destiny. What makes the 1944 penny so enchanting is its balance of accessibility and rarity. Millions exist, and anyone could find one, making it an approachable coin for beginners. Yet hidden among those millions are few extraordinary examples. mint errors, flawless conditions, or unusual compositions that transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. This blend of commonness and rarity keeps collectors endlessly fascinated. The cultural symbolism of the coin adds another layer of meaning. It embodies a time when America was united in purpose, when every resource was mobilized for victory, and when even the smallest coin carried the imprint of history. To own a 1944 penny is to own a tangible reminder of resilience, sacrifice, and triumph. It is a bridge between the past and present, a reminder that greatness often hides in the smallest of places. As time passes, the 1944 wheat penny only grows more valuable and significant. The supply of high-grade examples dwindles as they are absorbed into collections, while demand continues to rise as new generations of collectors enter the hobby. Each year, it cements its place as one of the most iconic and desirable coins in American numismatics, ensuring its legacy will endure for centuries to come. Ultimately, the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is more than copper, more than history. It is possibility. It is a dream that fortune might be lying unnoticed in your change jar, waiting to be discovered. For the lucky finder of a rare or exceptional example, it has the power to transform an ordinary day into a story of sudden wealth and destiny fulfilled. This coin is proof that greatness often hides in plain sight, ready to reward those with a vision to see it.